These street signs may seem self-explanatory. They tell you where you're at or how far you have to go. Or is it that simple? According to this, it seems like South Norwalk is a town of its own. Well, at one time it was. In 1913, it was the city of South Norwalk. But in 1913, East Norwalk, Rowayton, and the city of South Norwalk became a part of Norwalk. This consolidation was important for the city because it came at a time when Norwalk was not as prosperous as officials would have liked. But for the other communities, the special charter enabled them to retain all the assets and voting powers they enjoyed as a separate community. So today, these communities are considered districts of the city. South Norwalk is now the second taxing district. In all, there are 4 independent districts that own their own property. In the second district, the electors or residents of that area own their own electric and water companies. The chairman of the second district is Otha Brown, and he says the South Norwalk area also owns the library on Washington Street and has lent it to the city. And even more interesting, for $1 a month, they rent City Hall to the city of Norwalk. Brown says as a district, South Norwalk has the final say about their assets and not Mayor Thomas O'Connor. But Mr. O'Connor has final say over what happens here.
No.
He's the mayor of Norwalk.
He is not the mayor. He is the mayor of Norwalk. But under the charter 1-78 of the general statutes, this South Norwalk is an independent entity in terms of its assets.
At the same time, though, Brown says the city offers the district's funds like the money now poured into South Norwalk.
Well, we take advantage of whenever we can for the benefit of our electors.
But the second taxing district might have been best known last year because of an extortion scandal involving some of the commissioners. And it was Dorothy Spielman who broke that case when she noticed her electric bills were too high. And today, she says she might lean toward incorporating districts into the city because the commissioners have too much power.
Right now, if we can't get some kind of better control in the district for the electors, then I think we'd be better off just going with the city of Norwalk, and at least there would be some kind of tight control.
And there are other independent districts. The first taxing district has its own water company. The third taxing district, or East Norwalk, has its own electric company, firehouse, and library. And it even claims to have its own cemetery. While the city does help taxing districts with services, the assets owned by all the districts in the city help to give Norwalk a good credit rating. Well, everyone would like to have something they can call their own, and the town of Rowayton is much the same. You see, right now it's a part of Norwalk, but it has a sense of independence. To make things even more confusing, Rowayton, or the 6th taxing district, has its own parks, library, community center, and fire department. It's the only volunteer company in the city of Norwalk. These were the men of Rowayton's Company 1 in the 1920s. And today, this man still spends his time playing cards in the old firehouse. Reginald Arnold often plays cards with 50-year man Ben Mangles, who told me being a separate district has its advantages.
They have their own fire department, and they have, of course, the ambulance service, and as I say, they have a private beach, which is their own beach, their own private library, garbage collection in the 6th district. That's all private. I mean, it's all run by the taxpayers of the 6th district. No.
But Reginald doesn't necessarily feel the same way. Being part of Norwalk has actually been helpful?
Yeah. In some ways, probably yes. But in some ways, you can take the Norwalk and, well, I won't say it.
Resident Margie Merritt says Rowayton may be a part of Norwalk, but that's only on paper.
It's not like a city of Norwalk. People don't even know what Rowayton is when you say it. You know, they're not familiar with it at all.
So what do you tell people?
I always say it's this tiny little town part of Norwalk, but it's in between Darien and Westport.
So for Norwalk residents as well as outsiders, the city is still suffering from an identity crisis. And that's because no one knows for sure what the district's specific rights are. But Otha Brown says his position as 2nd District Chairman is quite clear.
In 1-78 of the general statute, it indicated that the district commissioners would have the same powers and responsibilities as selectmen of towns.
And he says added changes are coming. You consider yourself a first selectman of South Norwalk?
Yes. Why not? Yes.
It's not on your door, though.
Well, you give us time.